Okay, two thoughts for today. People will notice the change in your attitude towards them, but they won't notice their behavior that made you change. I am me. I'm who I'm meant to be. I am my past, my present, and who I want to be. I'm not just any one, I'm all three. I am a work in progress, a destiny. I am who I choose to be. I am me.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Are we recording? I think so. Okay, cool.
You want to check me
Welcome, everybody. I know there's a few new faces here, and I want to introduce myself. I'm Michael Lott. I'm a co-pastor with Victoria, who's sitting right on the second to the last row there. And we have started this wonderful community here for us to co-create together, co-create in love and enjoy and explore each other and explore our higher self, who we really are, the bigger picture, and how do we integrate those together. I truly feel that this is about learning how to connect with each other and grow together as a community. And I'm so excited and grateful to be a part of it. And we do a lot of intuitive things here, which everyone in here is intuitive. Absolutely everyone in here is intuitive. It's your natural state. And part of this whole process is learning just to kind of come back into our natural state of who we are. So today, I was inspired to talk about the musical masterpiece of the soul. And we're going to go on a journey with that. And what I do, I open myself up to allow my angelic, I call it angelic, galactic, and ascended master team that works with me. Sometimes it's a very specific focused energy, and other times it's a council of energies that are working together. And today we're going to start with more of a council of energies, and we'll see, because there's a particular angel that is really connected with the topic that we're talking about. So before we get started, I'd like everyone to take a nice deep breath. Let's all take 3 nice long deep inhales and allow the prana that we breathe to energize each and every cell in our body with light. So here we go. One more. And another. Let's do one more, and I invite everyone on your exhale to just release and one more. Remembering that the essence of who we are is a vibration. Our soul is a vibration that comes in to this body. This body is the instrument. How many of you have played an instrument before? So you all know what it's like to play an instrument. You can get in the flow and have beautiful music and sounds come out of it. Do you learn an instrument overnight usually? Not usually, right? It takes some practice to kind of get familiar with the instrument, learn where the notes are and all of those things. Well, our soul is this pure essence. And the angels, when we were coming into this topic and writing our topics up for the month, they said it was really important to refer to the soul as a musical masterpiece, because sometimes we get used to thinking of our soul as just, in this human experience, that it's just something, we just go and we do our thing every day. We just go and do our grind or go to work, do our thing. But what we sometimes forget is that our soul is the actual music to the instrument. It's the notes that come through, and in your body you get to play the instrument. And many of us, and they say that most all of us actually only know our physical instrument and use it to about 1% of its ability. That part of this process is learning how our physical vessel works and how to access the different notes that we can play in this human experience and what that looks like. Every piece of our lives come together in this physical experience, whether it's the traumas, the hardships, they're part of the music. And sometimes we forget that, and we get into this rut, or we get into a challenging situation. We sometimes forget that this challenge is just an opportunity to play our music and get reconnected with the music of our soul. And what does that look like? Because everyone has a different sound. Everyone has a different feel. Your soul comes in to do very specific different things from one another as well. So what is the, I want to ask each and every one of you a question. What is the vibration in your lives right now that you're feeling? What is coming to the surface, or what do you feel as a nudging within your heart right now? If you could just connect within your heart for a moment and feel what is that nudging, that spiritual calling, that feeling. There's a vibe there. What is it calling within you right now? Maybe it's just a feeling. Just take a minute to connect with that, because we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a meditation. And this is a Kundalini meditation. We're going to do it for just a couple of minutes. But it is a meditation to connect with the beat of your own heart. And part of this meditation, it also has a mantra with it. And the mantra is Sat Nam, the truth, your true identity, who you really are. The truth about whatever is activating in your life right now. So how this works is, the mantra in this meditation is mentally vibrated, so you don't have to say it out loud, but you just vibrate it, think it as we go about this. So I'd like for everyone, find your left arm, and you're going to tap into your heartbeat. And just take a rhythmic breathing, just kind of naturally connect with your breath and notice the beat of your heart. Your soul beats. It's the rhythm of your heart. It's the music of your heart, the waveform behind your heart. It also contains the waveforms of the discordant sounds and vibrations that are occurring within your physicality right now. And the intention of this meditation, as you connect with your heartbeat, with every beat, Sat Nam, my true identity. And we're going to do this for 5 minutes. So I invite each one of you to close your eyes. Connect with the heartbeat using your fingers on your wrist. And every time you feel your heartbeat, Sat Nam. And you're activating a vibration of light that has been used for many, many thousands of years. It's very powerful. So here we go. I invite each one of you to roll your eyes up to your pituitary gland, the spot, your third eye. As you do this, it's the master gland. And just keep breathing. Sat, Nam. If anyone's having any trouble feeling their heartbeat, just imagine that the intent of Satnam is in rhythm with your heartbeat. Take a nice deep breath. Feeling that connection, that balance, the shift that just happened. And with that shift, I'm going to welcome the Council of Light that's working with me. Greetings, dear ones. It is our dearest pleasure to be with each and every one of you today. We were invited to speak on the topic and and continue the flow of the subject of the music of the soul. Many of you are experiencing different dissonant vibrations in your lives right now. Frequencies that are coming up that are out of alignment with the feeling of your true spirit, and it may feel like a clash, where the frequencies are out of touch with one another. And why is this? We would like to say that the reason of the clash is that within your physicality and your physical presence and the physical patterns that you have in your life, sometimes those frequencies as they come up are looked at, and there is fear about them. There is something other than music about them. They are harsh. And there are many harsh frequencies in your experience. But it is the method of connecting with the music in your soul that allows you to remember music is love. It feels harmonious. The music of your soul feels harmonious. And when you allow this music through, it has a way of penetrating into the dissonant tones and notes in your life and bring them into a state of love and acceptance. And this is the power of the light of the soul. It has the ability to bring discord into peace. And how do you do this? How do you, in your everyday life, when you run into challenges, do you bring these dissonant vibrations, these challenges, into a harmonious sound and feeling within you? We say the most important thing that you can do in your life is question everything. Question everything. Question what you're believing. Question your feelings. Question your thoughts. You know, it is safe to question everything. When you have someone in your life that seems as though they are creating this ripple of discord in yours, we ask you, what are you believing about that situation? What are you believing about that situation that would take you away from the music of your soul? The music is your purpose. The music is every step, every choice from your heart is that music. And what would take you away from that music if that is who you are? And we would say that you're allowing those beliefs to overshadow the music of your soul. What is a belief? Because many of you right now are being challenged in your life to look at everything differently. Mm-hmm. Right now. Some of you have had job changes. Some of you have had relationship changes. Some of you are about to have both of those. And we ask you, when those changes come forth, What are you believing about the change when it comes into your physical space? Are you believing that it is catastrophic, or are you believing that it was a gift? And the way to really connect with this is to get in touch with your heart and that music that's playing within your heart space. What is it? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Because the dominant frequency of each one of your souls is joy. And any time that you feel going about your life, that you feel that there is no joy, you have this amazing opportunity to reconnect with your soul and the music that is in there no matter what. It's always in there. Always, always, always in there. And we say the music sometimes is calling you to have fun. The music sometimes is calling you to let your work slide and go and play. The music is calling you sometimes to work a little bit more. Can you tell the difference between the music that's playing within you that feels good versus the music that's playing in you that feels forced? Do you know what that feels like for you? Some of you listen to hard rock music. For some of you, it brings excitement and joy. For some of you, it feels like a clash. You must get in tune with those waves in your life and play with them, ride them, feel them. This energy right now is bringing you to many opening doors within you. And what you're believing about the doors that are opening as they open before you is how you're going to receive them as they open in your life. So we say, anything within your life that does not feel or brings you into a state other than joy, it is important to check in and question, what am I believing about this experience right now? There are many people that can help you with this. There are many intuitives, but what we wish to help you with is the intuitive of your soul and yourself, because you have the ability within each and every one of you to hear those sounds and frequencies and feelings and emotions moving through you and calling you forth to your next journey. We would like to take a second to open the floor for any questions, comments, thoughts, particularly aligned with areas of your life that are feeling out of tune, that are feeling dissonant, that are feeling like they're not flowing, like you're not maybe connecting to something. You're missing something. We are opening the floor to answer your questions, to help you find the path back to the music of your soul. Yes, dear one.
My whole life in every area has totally exploded. So I guess my question would be, what would be the first step?
Dear one, what a blessing to see you sitting there with the courage to still be here and facing your life as it comes apart, to allow you to sit back and move back into the rhythm of your soul. And we say that you're in the perfect place right now. What would be, if we were in your physical shoes, we would say to go and have some fun, don't think about it, and let life naturally, because when you're playing and having fun and get out of any resistance to the changes and total reallocation of your life right now, it will naturally come together. You don't have to do anything but be in your joy. Find your joy, play in your joy. Whatever is joyful today, do that. Not what's joyful one day tomorrow, the next day, or a week from now, but what brings you joy today. If that means you wake up and you are feeling a low vibration, what do? We say go outside. And then when you are outside and you feel the nature and the energies beginning to connect with you and clear you, then when you are ready, something else will come to the surface. Watch this as this happens, because this is how life, this is how you get in tune with the soul and the music of it. You do one little thing and then let that move to the next, to the next, to the next, one thing at a time. You are in a beautiful place, dear one, even if it feels. That's why we ask you, each and every one of you today, what are you believing about your circumstances? Are you believing that change brings more difficulty, or are you believing that change brings more possibilities? And if you are believing that change brings difficulty, what would your life be like without that belief? We ask you to probe and prick right now within your thoughts. What would your life be without that belief that change is difficult? What would it be with a belief of change is fun? What could it be? Yes, we understand that with the belief system that is in place within you, if you have a strong belief that your job is your life and it runs everything about you, when it is gone, you will have tremendous grief about it. And there is no judgment about this. We just wish to help you understand that the more your beliefs are honed and connected in with something, when it changes, it will be a massive upheaval in your life, versus if your belief system is open and accepting and welcoming of change, it will be joyous and much easier. Yes, dear one.
I've really been trying to practice staying in the higher vibration. It's those moments when I have to check the checking account, talk to the creditor, those type of things. What do I do to keep the vibration up while I'm interacting?
So give us a specific, let's focus on your bank account for a moment. When you go,
Sally Mae, focus on that.
when you look at your
Yeah.
bank account,
Mhm.
what are you believing about what you're seeing? What is the dominant thought when you see your bank account?
Oh shit. I'm screwed. How is this gonna work out? I don't see how it's, like, how am I gonna get fed? How am I gonna pay the rent? How am I gonna pay the bills? And I try to not have that happen, but it's sort of like the first thought that comes is, oh my God.
So let's break this down, because there are many layers to this, because on some level there is a human truth about, okay, there is not much money in the bank account. But the belief is, vibe in with us with this, what is your belief about when you see that bank account and you go, oh shit? What is creating the fear? What is the belief that is creating the fear for you?
I have an idea, some from the past, that there wasn't, you know, that I learned from my parents, there's not enough. There's not gonna be enough. The fear, worry, doubt.
And one that is coming up too, we would like to ask you about is, you must work hard for money.
Yeah, and also that you have to really work 3 jobs to make the money.
So
Because
this
that's what
is,
he did.
this belief is creating a reoccurring cycle for you. So we ask, what would your life and who would you be? Just for a moment, play with us. Who would you be and what would it feel like if when you saw your bank account and you saw $5 in it, that it brought you joy that you had $5 in it?
I'd be in a lot more peace.
Yes.
And to bring love to the $5 and ask it to multiply.
Yes. So we ask you to work from this vantage point, because other vantage points are just mental and in your head. When you allow yourself to feel all aspects, you feel there is not much money in the bank, and then you bring the not much money, the $5, into vibrational alignment with peace. Bring it into the music. Bring it into the vibration of joy.
How do you bring the negative account into peace?
So give us an example of the negative account.
So a transaction went through and now you're negative 50, and you might have some stuff coming up that's gonna bring some money flow in, and yet you're not quite sure how needs are gonna be met, and you know that, it's tanked.
So let's
So
break
you can
this
hear
down.
the belief system, it has tanked. Uh-oh,
So first,
gonna have to ask Daddy $4 for money again.
thank goodness that the bank is able to
Cover me.
cover you.
Mhm.
There would be a fantastic jumping off point for there. The second would be, if there is a vibrational misalignment and the money is not flowing in, we would ask you, are you listening to a part of your heart that's calling you to maybe let go of something right now? That
Yeah, that
this
my
is-
thoughts need to be more on the joy and the business and the service that I wanna do, rather than on he left,
So this
and
is,
what's gonna happen with
this is
him.
another part of the hang up, that if you could bring each one of these and find the gratitude, find the peace, find the joy, that there is something blessed in each aspect of those,
Mhm. Then it'll bring
it
the
will
light.
shift, it will bring
So-
it up. This is not a mental process, this is a full spectrum process.
Mhm.
You have to honor each part of the things that are going on and change your belief about each one of them.
Mhm. I can see where that would be helpful, so in the moment doing that.
Yes,
making
it's
sure
a
that I'm
practice.
grabbing it and doing that.
It's a practice. You literally, as you said, you grab that
It automatically
belief.
grabs that belief,
Mhm.
but I could pause and shift into the other.
Yes.
Okay.
And each one of you have your own little areas. This one has his own areas. So we ask you to practice, play with this. When you get into these areas of not enough this, what are you believing about that situation?
Mhm. Can I ask one other one that's
Yes.
on my mind, and I think other people might have gone through this, is when you're on with the creditor and you're trying to stay positive with the creditor, but you don't have the money right now. You know, and the belief system that I keep seeing is my resentment with Sally Mae. And so turning that around, that they're the only company that won't work with me, that they're, you know, like this type of stuff. How do, any help with that?
So explain to us
Shifting.
Sally Mae.
So Sally Mae is a student loan. So there is some belief in the guilt, like, you know, oh, that was a bad idea. You know, I did the best I could at the time, but that was not the company to go with. And then it says it's a student loan, but it's actually a private loan. And so it's a huge private loan with a huge,
So let us stop
Yeah.
you right there. Notice this sense. Notice this sense how your mind begins to race
it,
about all of those
yeah, it
things.
spirals right into it.
You must stop. This is a practice for everyone. It takes practice to stop and go, what am I believing about this thought right now? What am I believing about this? And one thing that is coming up is you are also judging yourself very strongly and harshly. And for you, we would suggest go back to the gratitude. Thank goodness that there is a system in place that allows you to go to school, that allows you to front the money, that allows you to do all of these things. And what it really comes back to is connecting in with the music of your soul, because when you're listening and following that, all of the pieces are always taken care of. When you're getting but you're not listening, then that misalignment happens and it creates a backup of energy, which is what you're experiencing. So we would say, stop and let go of whatever is not serving you, what you know right now. You must be done with, you must be done with. And let the mess happen. Let it happen. It will find a way to clean itself up.
And then let go of control, which is the other issue, that wanting to control. Get my hands in it.
Dear ones, messes are wonderful. Messes are wonderful. Sometimes you have to be
Oh my, that's wonderful. Got it.
in the mess, and then you can pick it up and put it back together piece by piece, or sometimes you just sweep it out and start over. Sometimes that's the best and easiest. Yes, dear one.
I have like ideas after ideas of what I want to do, but it's hard for me to apply them. So on any of my ideas that I have, what would be the route that I need to take to apply one of my ideas that I have to do?
What we hear from you is several different things.
Yeah.
And one is that when you find whatever it is, you're gonna lock into it and you're gonna run with it. There's never just rarely one thing.
Right.
So you're in the mode of playing. If you don't have a strong feeling or sense about one thing, you are not ready to run
Right.
with it.
I have my main big one that I've had for several years that I really want of, the total body, fitness and health and mental and, bringing that to people, but I need to know what step I need to take to lead them.
But you're already taking steps.
Okay.
You're already stepping forth. You're not ready to do and go 100% and put your life 100% in yet.
Okay.
You are still learning many things
Okay.
that will come together.
So just patience.
So we ask you, what are you believing about?
And that it's not gonna happen, that, that it's just an idea and I'll get lazy and I'll never do it.
So if you were to take that one step further, what does that bring up for you?
I don't know what that next step further is outside of just kind of, I don't know, it's like I'm blocked, I can't even.
If you don't control
Mhm.
or force it to happen, then it won't happen.
Right, like I have to put forth the work and effort to do it, and it's just like, I had the ideas, and then it's just like, it's like it's on the back burner, and, life sets in, or, I'm tired, or, it's like I don't do it, it's like I really, really, really wanna do that, but it's like, okay, well, how do I apply that?
So we say this for everyone because many of you have many streams of interests and many streams of things that you wish to do. You must select one and do one thing at a time. Because there's a part of you that wants to run full force, but you must break it down to one step at a time. Because the next step may take you, which is what you're going to be learning this year, is that next step is going to take you to another step that you had no idea before, and it will be a path of many blind corners.
Okay.
But it will take you much farther than you ever imagined if you take it one step at a time. And bless yourself for all of the things that you have done and that you do. Because there's a belief that you don't do enough.
Right.
Who else in here sometimes feels they don't do enough?
I just feel like I'm just kind of.
So we ask you, without that belief, what would your life be like? Who would you be without that belief? Let's take a breath on that. That it is safe, it is okay to just be. To just be in this moment, to just be in our bodies, to just be, and from this being, act. Can you feel the difference of this vibration right now versus before, of how much more embodied each one of you in this frequency has shifted? It moves out of the head space and into a full embodiment space. And many of you are so used to operating in that head space that you forget how delicious and enjoyable it is to let go of and shift and challenge the beliefs. And when you do, you fall ever so incredibly back into your full body space. And that is a beautiful thing. That whole process, learning that process for each one of you is part of this human experience. So please enjoy it. Please remember that the challenges that you move up against are just an opportunity for you to reconnect with your music, the sound of your soul that is joy. It is very simple. The second you go from embodiment to mental, analytical, it seems so complicated. But then when you take a breath, and you challenge your belief and then be okay with it, be okay with the change, be okay with it just exactly the way it is, mess and all. There's peace. So remember, the next time that you see a mess getting ready to play out in your life, that if you go into the analytic place, the place that starts getting afraid, this place that starts running and trying to control, you will be creating more disharmony, discordance, anti-music, anti-harmony. And when you challenge that belief, and remember that sometimes things have to die completely and have a mess and melt down so that something else can be reborn. There's not a one of you in this room that is not going through your own version of that in this energy right now. Some bigger than others, but you're all going through it. And those things, we invite you, even on the level of your diet and your daily routine, practical ways to help shift those patterns, those beliefs, are to change up your daily routines. Because your minds get set in a pattern, and then your ego, your part of you, does not want to change. So if you allow yourself to change up your daily practice, change it up, maybe it's just spin it around or do a different exercise or do it at a different time of day, do it longer, try something totally different. It will be a very powerful experience in allowing your belief system to change. So if you wake up every morning and the first thing you do is go get a cup of coffee and allow that coffee to be your energy, which is not the source energy. It's delicious and you may really enjoy it, but it's not the source energy within you. It's not your soul. What if you tried something a little bit different, like taking a few breaths before you get out of bed? Do 5 or 10 long and deep inhales, and with every one, just setting the intent that I am connecting with my soul before you ever step out of bed. Or maybe you go and find your little special seat or go sit outside. Or if that's what you do, maybe you do something different. And you will find that this will help you, every one of you in your life, tremendously if you switch it up, because your lives are getting switched up. So I'll take another breath on that. With that, we're going to close. If there's any questions or things that we have left hanging, please bring them to our attention now. Thank you. So it is. So you all, this week was pretty awesome. And I always love preparing for these. I just set an intent and then my week just, this song is perfect. So I the other day I woke up and just found myself going to Facebook, which is this magical world of different things. And I don't know, somehow I clicked on this song and it is literally like my anthem right now. And I bet it's more than just my anthem. And I'm gonna play it, and feel free to, you can sing along. It's called I Am Free. And if I don't have enough in my share, here, let's let you all pass them around. Let me have one. And this is not, this was published, this woman wrote this song, and it was the first time that she had ever performed it on a big stage, and it was through one of these vocal things. I don't even know how I got there. I just know I clicked on it and saw it, and then started listening to it, and my whole being was connected. And so I'm like, I listened to it about 5 times and then wrote all the words out because it just felt so awesome for us. So I'm going to play this song and let us. This person didn't used to think they could sing at all. So what's really cool about this too.
I'm grateful to have learned the truth. I've listened to the words my heart has spoken. Divinely blessed and guided, I no longer search fulfillment from excuses with no purpose. I surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny. I am free. I lift the veils that shadow me. I see the love and beauty that surrounds me. No longer cling to thoughts I thought protected me. I braved it all, and now I live with purpose. I am free, free from all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny. I am free. I bless my past mistakes. Bless all the scars they've made. I bless them all, the lessons learned. They brought me where I am today. I am free from all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny. I am free from all the shackles that surround me, free to choose to give my life new meaning, free to change, to love, unfold my destiny.
Let's all say it.
I am
And it is springtime. It is time to have some fun. It's time to get outside. It is time to play, put the work down for a little bit, and I'm gonna play one more song that's just kind of, we can all get up and move out to it. Some of you have heard this. It's funny, somebody gave me this CD about 5 years ago, and I listened to it a couple times. It's Abraham Hicks. Some of you familiar with that? It turns out that somebody did musical renditions of some of their rampages. And so some of you have heard this. It's just fun. It's so fun.
Every day a new adventure.
Let's all get up.
Every day a new beginning. As I reach out and discover the magic in the joy of living. Go where you wanna go. Do what you wanna do. Be what you wanna be. In freedom and joy. In freedom and joy.
time my mom was Sally Mae, I'm gonna be like,
Oh, were you going?
how's it going?
See, there you go. The new paradigm. Way to
It's getting there. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I don't, and I think I'm not supposed to research it until I've experienced it.
Yeah.
I know.
So I don't know exactly.
That's the worst feeling ever.
I'm just like,
I feel sorry for her.
I feel like it's
It's good seeing you.
You too.